Can I go?
Would you please?
Good voice.
Is this on? I'll wait till you're done. My name is Michael Knapp. My pen name is Michael Knapp. So this is my first, and so I'm a little nervous. Actually, I can say I'm scared shitless. Okay, so, okay. The name of my book is Consistently Mediocre, and I'm going to read a little something from chapter 3. The name of the chapter is Dad Jokes. It was late August. Summer was over, and the new school year was a week away. I awoke thinking it was going to be a typical day in our suburban Hollywood, Florida household. My mother was in the kitchen, busy cooking our typical Sunday afternoon meal of pasta and meat sauce. The aroma of tomatoes and garlic engulfed the whole house, and the sultry sounds of Frank Sinatra played in the background of my father's reel-to-reel tape player. As I entered the kitchen, my dad said, "Good, you're up. Get ready, we're leaving soon." "Where are we going?" I asked. "You'll see," he said. I ran to my room and got dressed as quickly as I could. With my little 9-year-old feet moving as fast as they can, I ran up to him and said, "I'm ready." And then he said, "Put this on," as he tossed me a brand new aqua-colored shirt with a white number 39 perfectly silkscreen on both sides, a white suede-looking leather spelling out Knapp, K-N-A-P-P. Neatly ironed and pressed across the back, just across the shoulders. A real football jersey, and it was all mine. As we were leaving, I remember my mother waving out the front door saying, "Be careful and have fun." As we pulled out of the driveway, my dad's Ford F-150, I still had no idea what was going on or where we were going. All I knew that was me and my dad were going someplace special. I remember my dad, for some strange reason, changed the radio station in the car to one I never heard of before. Every time we went under an overpass, the sound from the speakers were full of static, then seemed to clear up as we went down the highway. My dad told me that AM radio does that from time to time. Through the speakers, I heard the voice of Rick Weaver, Henry Barrow, and Hank Goldberg. I never heard these voices before, but my dad listened to what they had to say very carefully. As we headed down the highway, which seemed like an eternity, I asked my father again, "Where are we going, Dad?" I know he heard me, but he said nothing. He just smiled. As we headed south on the highway, traffic seemed to be getting a little heavier. What's going on, I thought? Where are all these people going? Traffic almost came to a standstill. As we proceeded a little further, I saw it, just over the western horizon, that magical place. We exited the highway and headed through the streets of a place known as Little Havana. The cigar shops, street vendors, and coffee houses saturated the area. Little old men were screaming something in Spanish to other little old men. The neighborhood was full of life. The street vendors hawking their wares like an old carnival sideshow at Barker. People all over walking in the same direction, carrying stadium seats, radios, and windbreakers. Homeowners were carrying signs soliciting space to rent in their driveways. Parking, $8, the signs read. Each one of these people trying to squeeze 5 cars in a driveway designed for 2. After we finally found a place to park, we began to walk. The city seemed to be alive. It was electrifying. We walked for I don't know how long or how far, but it didn't matter. Then I saw it, in all its wonder and awe, welcoming me. There it was, the greatest architectural masterpiece known to man. The black, silver, and gray magical building was welcoming me with its large orange letters dotting the words, "The city of Miami welcomes you to the Orange Bowl." The home of the Miami Dolphins. There it was, and I was welcomed. As we made our way through the turnstile, I remember the look on my dad's face, gleaming and smiling. We began to walk toward our seats as my 9-year-old eyes wandered everywhere, soaking up every detail. The floor was littered with silver hot dog wrappers, soda cups, and cigarette butts. Voices were everywhere. People were laughing, screaming, and talking, all making their way up their winding ramps to their seats. As we approached the top of the ramp, I saw the platform, a line with snack bars, soda, and hot dog vendors, and people selling programs. A line seemed to be quickly forming to the bathrooms. As we made our way to the seats, Section X, Row 6, Seats 1 and 2. Through the crowd, I saw the field. It was greener than anything I've ever seen before, freshly painted white sidelines and yard markers against perfectly manufactured grass. It looked like a work of art. That place is where Super Bowls were played, battles were fought, and heroes were created. And I was there. Just when I thought the day could not get any better, I saw them, my heroes, Bob Greasy, Larry Zonka, Paul Warfield, all of them in front of my eyes, in the flesh, larger than life. My heart started racing as I looked at my dad with a big smile on his face. "Are you hungry?" he asked. I froze. I couldn't speak. Then I heard a voice from down the aisle. "Hot dogs! Get your hot dogs here!" "Two, please," my dad said. Then he handed me my little treasure. I opened the perfectly wrapped foil with the word Zum Zum written on it. Pulled out the individual side mustard pack and the bun, opened it, and put it on the dog, and bit into the best hot dog I ever had. It was a pivotal moment that I knew why I longed to be there. As the stadium announcer began his player introductions, the stadium erupted like a dormant volcano coming to life. The roar of the crowd was deafening. One by one, the players made their way through the choreographed line of cheerleaders, mascots, and teammates as their names were announced. The cheers seemed to get louder as each player was announced and made their way through the human tunnel. The stadium seemed to breathe, shake, and pulsate as the crowds roared. The magical, mystical place was alive. As the day progressed, every moment seemed surreal. The noises, the smells, and the sights were all vivid in my mind. I can't remember the game itself, but the experience I will never forget. The year was 1972. Woo! Little did I know that that would be the greatest achievement in sports history, the perfect season, and I would be part of it.
Nice.
Very good.
6 more times a year for several years to follow, we went to the magical place, each time etching another memory. Every journey to the magical place was different. Some were good, some were uneventful. The magical place known as the Orange Bowl is gone now, and my father has since passed. But the spirit still fills me. What does remain with me, though, are those 7 Sundays a year. That's from chapter 3. It's obviously a tribute to my dad. But this is my first book. It was kind of a labor of love. And I'll just kind of read briefly the summary of the book. The book is a compilation of stories, anecdotes, experiences I have been the cause of, the result of, the victim of, witness to, and part of. They are all true. Some are unbelievable, some are unrealistic, and some are just a part of everyday life. However, every one of them, in some way, shape, or form, gave me the lessons, the knowledge, and the experience I have hopefully passed on to others. This is not a self-help book or a success manual. It is not a how-to book by any means. It is, however, real-life experience, and hopefully will let you look at things a little differently, change your perception, and show you how to apply it not only to your business, but in your everyday life.
Nice.
Very good. Very good. Great.